Imagine driving across a highway, sunlight spilling over your car, and instead of running out of battery, your car is quietly charging itself. No cords, no charging stations, no waiting. Just pure motion powered by sunlight. It sounds like science fiction, but that future may be closer than we think. Around the world, engineers are racing to create cars that don't just drive, they harvest energy from the sun while doing it. These are called solar electric vehicles, or solar EVs, and by 2030, they could change everything we know about driving. But will they truly take over the market? Or are they just another clean tech dream waiting to fade? A solar EV isn't just an electric car with a few panels slapped on top. It's a carefully designed machine that captures sunlight through high-efficiency solar cells and converts it into electricity to extend your driving range, or, in some cases, power the entire vehicle. The concept has been around for decades, from early university prototypes to futuristic race cars crossing Australian deserts. The dream of running a car entirely on sunshine has inspired thousands of engineers. But only recently have companies like Aptera, Lightyear, and Sono Motors begun building solar EVs meant for real consumers. These cars look like something out of a sci-fi movie. Sleek, aerodynamic, and futuristic. Some promise up to 40 miles of range per day, just from sunlight alone. Others are designed to reduce grid dependency, so that even if you forget to charge overnight, the car still tops itself off during the day. The idea isn't to replace the plug completely. It's to make driving cleaner, simpler, and more independent. The year 2030 is often brought up when talking about EVs for a reason. By then, several major countries, including the UK, Canada, and Japan, plan to ban new gasoline car sales. That means the next 5 years are a massive turning point for the auto industry. Governments are pushing for zero-emission transport, and car makers are racing to deliver something cleaner, cheaper, and smarter. Solar EVs might just be that something. They could help relieve stress on electrical grids by generating their own energy. In sunny regions, that could be a game-changer. Right now, the solar vehicle market is still small, less than $500 million globally, but analysts predict it could reach nearly $2.5 billion by the end of the decade. That's massive growth for a technology that barely existed 10 years ago. Still, to get there, we need to understand what makes solar cars possible and what holds them back. The science behind solar EVs sounds simple. Capture sunlight, convert it into energy, store it in a battery. But in reality, it's an engineering balancing act. A car has limited surface area for solar panels, usually just 5 to 7 square meters on the roof, hood, and trunk. Those panels can generate between 700 and 1,000 watts under perfect sunlight, adding maybe 15 to 40 miles of range per day. That's enough for short commutes in sunny places, but less impressive in cloudy climates. To make that energy go as far as possible, the entire car must be lightweight, aerodynamic, and efficient. That's why many solar EVs use 3 wheels, narrow bodies, and carbon fiber shells. They're built to glide through air with minimal resistance, squeezing every bit of range out of every photon. But those materials are expensive, and that's one of the reasons these cars cost so much today. Even the best solar EVs face limits. The panels lose efficiency when it's cloudy, when parked in shade, or when the sun sits low in the sky. Batteries lose power in cold weather. And of course, not every region has enough consistent sunlight to make solar charging practical year-round. In short, solar EVs work best where the sun is strong, steady, and predictable. In other places, they'll always need to rely partly on the grid. Cost remains the biggest barrier. Integrating solar panels into curved car surfaces isn't cheap. The manufacturing process is complex, and production volumes are still tiny. Right now, most solar EVs are premium products, with price tags anywhere from $40,000 to over $200,000. But this is how every innovation begins. Remember how expensive early Teslas were? Once mass production scales, costs drop dramatically. Over time, as battery prices fall and solar technology becomes more efficient, solar EVs could become affordable to the average driver. And since they can generate their own energy, their lifetime running costs could be much lower than traditional EVs. Imagine a car that pays for part of its own fuel bill simply by sitting in your driveway under the sun. That's not a fantasy. It's basic math when sunlight becomes free energy. Around the world, several companies are pushing this frontier. Aptera in the United States is developing a solar-powered three-wheeler that can travel up to 400 miles on a full battery and gain up to 40 miles per day just from sunlight. Lightyear, based in the Netherlands, developed the Lightyear Zero, a stunning luxury solar EV that promised remarkable efficiency, though production hurdles forced the company to pivot. Sono Motors in Germany followed a similar path, now focusing on supplying solar systems to other automakers rather than building their own cars. Even big players are joining the experiment. Toyota has tested solar-powered versions of the Prius. In China and India, small solar-assisted rickshaws and delivery vehicles are already in use. The Netherlands has urban microcars like the Squad Solar that add up to 20 miles of range a day, perfect for short-distance commutes. The race is on, and the competitors are as diverse as the technologies they're using. But maybe the most likely outcome isn't a world where every car is fully solar. Instead, the real revolution may be integration, where solar panels become a standard add-on for most EVs. They might not power the whole car, but they could handle smaller tasks like running the air conditioning, infotainment systems, or trickle charging the battery. Over time, we might see trucks, buses, and delivery vans with solar roofs that reduce fuel or electricity consumption by 10 to 20%. For large fleets, that's a huge saving. Solar EVs also fit perfectly into a smarter, more decentralized energy future. Imagine a network of cars that not only draw energy from the grid, but can also give it back. Vehicles that store solar power during the day and feed it into your home at night. A city where every parking lot becomes a tiny power plant. That's the kind of world solar mobility could unlock. Still, this future won't arrive evenly across the globe. Sunny countries like India, Australia, or the Middle East may adopt solar EVs faster because of their natural advantage. In colder or cloudier regions, they'll serve more as supplements to grid charging rather than replacements. By 2030, we'll likely see both worlds, some places where solar EVs are common, and others where they're rare curiosities. So, will solar EVs take over the market by 2030? Probably not completely. But they will change how we think about energy, driving, and sustainability. The same way electric cars changed our view of performance and design, solar EVs will redefine independence. Instead of relying on charging stations or power companies, your car itself becomes part of the energy ecosystem. By 2030, solar EVs may not dominate, but they'll influence nearly every new vehicle on the road. They'll make EVs more efficient, grids more resilient, and transportation more sustainable. Even if they don't replace charging stations, they'll reduce how often we need them. And that's a quiet revolution in itself. So, next time someone asks if we'll all be driving on sunshine by 2030, tell them this. Maybe not entirely, but every car, bus, and bike will have a little bit of sunlight under its skin. The future isn't about choosing between electricity or solar. It's about merging them. Because sooner or later, the energy that powers your journey won't come from the ground. It'll come from the sky.